Okay, this is part 2 of the respiratory system PowerPoint. I'm going to look at the mechanics of breathing and respiratory diseases. So when we're looking at the mechanics of breathing, when you breathe in, your diaphragm contracts. This is where your diaphragm is, right here. This is the diaphragm, the blue part right there, and it is a muscle. And for the most part it is voluntary, but it's involuntary also. You can only stop breathing for so long. So your diaphragm contracts, and when it does, your rib cage will rise, and when it does, the air inside, or the pressure inside of your lungs, decreases and air is able to come in. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes, the rib cage lowers, and then the air goes out of your lungs. Now in class, I hope to be able to do this activity here, where you get to actually inhale some carbon dioxide and see what type of effect it has on you. Now, how is breathing controlled? Well, first of all, it's through homeostasis, and we'll start over here. So during exercise, you know that you will produce more CO2, and what happens is that CO2 forms what's called carbonic acid, which we mentioned earlier, and that will lower the pH. Acids are below 7, bases are above 7, so it lowers the pH. Well, your brain senses that drop in pH, and it will signal to increase the breathing rate because the oxygen will raise the pH. And so it's all about the pH as far as how breathing is controlled. And that's, again, it's one of those type of systems there. So as you remember from chapter 9, the term respiration may be used to describe two different processes. How are they similar and how are they different? Well, they both involve the use of carbon dioxide and oxygen. The difference is one is at the cellular level and one is at the organ level of organs. So one involves your lungs and the heart, and the other one involves inside the cell itself. So how does smoking affect the respiratory system? Well, there's three things. It can increase the heart rate, and that's the nicotine in the cigarettes. There's carbon monoxide that comes out of the cigarettes, and that can block the hemoglobin, and the oxygen won't be able to attach to it. And then tar contains over 60 carcinogens. And you should remember what a carcinogen is, or what that means. That's right, cancer causing. Now, some diseases caused by smoking are chronic bronchitis, which itis, means inflammation of or disease. So bronchitis would be an inflammation of the bronchi. Emphysema is when the lung tissue isn't as elastic as it should be, and eventually it just starts breaking down. And you may see people who walk around with the oxygen in their nose, the little tubes in their nose, and they have the little oxygen tank. And the third disease caused by smoking is going to be lung cancer. And 87% of lung cancers are due to smoking. Right? So that ends the circulatory system information.